My third eye's open, I can see past the commotion. I can't get lost in the moment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I live on the side with the chosen. Higher dimensions we going. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My third eye open, I can see past the commotion. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I live on the side with the chosen. Higher dimensions we going. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm guaranteed to check like TSA. One in a million like a...
Toys. With our next guest. Welcome back. May Sunday. Left. Ever pop up on the radio? You'll find a favorite tune that just takes you. Now it's Sausalito. How are you, David?
I'm good.
Good to have you on board.
Thank you.
Well, I asked you this out of the gate when we were chit-chatting, but who knew the years where the game
All frequency in physics. I was a physics major, so in physics it's proven that everything is vibration. And we know what intuitively as well. That everything is vibration. And because it's vibration, you just start buzzing. It's like a right?
Right.
And the whole thing is to get back to that consistent hum, which is where the peace is.
And music had a bad day at work, and all of a sudden you're rocking out in your car. It just makes you feel good. It changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, you don't even have to have any science to prove that, because we know.
Well,
So, yeah, I mean, list to and then to tear. So powerful, but in sound healing, there's frequencies. To give specific to the frequency. Or you can go also.
Okay. I guess we are not going to watch video like that. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome to the Sacred Light Community Nightcap. And tonight, we're going to be exploring the topic of sound healing. So we'll be diving into what sound healing is, type of ways that we can be introduced to sound healing, and then what sound healing looks like on a micro to macro level. of recalibrating our vibrational energetic being. So as we begin, I like to just open this space with a little bit of a clearing, as well as a grounding of our energy as well. So I have a little bit of sage here. The sage is going to bring clearing to our energy field. If there's anything that you could be holding on to that's causing a lot of heavy weight and density, or if there's anything that could really be keeping you in the past or in the future, feel free to take a moment to just maybe even close your eyes and take a breath or two and let go and release that energy as we make ourselves grounded and centered, aligned for clarity, unconditional love. Just go ahead and take a breath. And one more breath. Okay. So welcome in, everybody. My name is Marcus Christolight, for those of you that do not know me yet and may be new to one of my spaces. And I am a multifaceted, holistic, quantum, shamanic, whichever term you'd like to use, practitioner, space holder. I also host retreats and events, online workshops, a worldwide community, and I'm also a full-blown editor and producer of my own content as well. Multiple podcasts, couple shows, and I also produce professional quality guided meditation audios. With all that being said, big part of my journey has been overcoming addiction and also finding ways to show others that there are safe spaces to be able to be their multidimensional self, to be able to share their extraordinary multidimensional experiences in spaces that they really don't get in their everyday life. So it's really at the core of why I do what I do and host my retreats and events. And then with these online spaces, I really try to create these to help bridge community and allow each other to be able to access empowering knowledge and wisdom and everyday tools that we can use. So that's a little bit about myself, your host of this space tonight and the nightcap. And we're going to journey into sound healing. I was going to play a video for us on YouTube, but it wasn't really working too well. And I could give it a try again, but who really knows? Let's see what happens. Just bear with me. About sound healing, and he's talking about it on a professional level.
Instead of consonants like it's just that consistency. And I've learned that
Yeah, it's not gonna work. Well, unfortunately, no video for us tonight, so therefore we have to shut it down. It's all over with. No, I'm just messing with you guys. Grand evening. Welcome, Sarah. Good to see you. Sarah Broadhead out of Arizona. Welcome, sister. Shout out to everybody else that's here tonight. All right, so now we're getting cozy and getting ourselves in the space. We'll skip out on the video. I have plenty more for us to go through tonight. Feel free to grab your journal if you would like, if you're someone that likes to journal, as we'll be going in depth about sound healing and what sound healing is, as well as different ways of sound healing that you can introduce in your everyday life. And then also, what it looks like for sound healing to do what it does for us with these human beings. So it'll be a fun journey tonight. Probably be going for about an hour and a half at the most. At the very end, I'll also be wrapping up with a nice sound healing meditation for us. I'll be playing a little bit of the drum. I'll also be using a little bit of the frog, the wooden frog medicine, and I'll guide us through about a 10 to 15 minute meditation journey. So get cozy, enjoy yourself tonight. Anything too serious, allow yourself to flow, grab some tea, snacks, whatever it is you feel. Get yourself cozy. All right, so we're going to go ahead and talk about the aura and how sound healing affects the aura. And I'm actually just going to use a website to pull up the info, because sometimes, the websites have everything that you need already typed up for you. All right, so this is on soundwellness.com, and this article is called How to Heal Your Aura with Sound. All right, we're going to go ahead and move over into the biofield, and I'll go ahead and read this with you guys. And feel free to read along if you would like. So the biofield. Your biofield and your chakras are as much a part of you as your foot and your arms. Think of radio waves. You can't hear them or see them until you turn on your radio. When you know that they are there. The energetic system of the human is like this. We may not be able to see it, but we can develop the ability to sense it or feel it. It can no longer be denied that it is there. Science has measured too much of it to deny its existence. Yes, we can ignore it. However, that is a great disservice to understanding your wholeness as a spiritual, emotional, mental, and physical being. Knowledge of the human energy field is not new. Ancient cultures around the planet had intimate knowledge of the human energy field. Many of these cultures devised a variety of ways to identify and describe some of the aspects of this part of the human being. Thousands of years ago, the ancient sages in India described the chakra system along with numerous ways to support the health of this system. This ancient support is popular today in the form of yoga as a way of supporting overall well-being. In China, the ancient sages measured and recorded the meridian systems of the human being and the flow of qi, or life force energy, and its importance to overall health and well-being. This system is also becoming familiar in the West as acupuncture, qigong, and tai chi. More recently, Dr. Valerie V. Hunt was a pioneer in the scientific study of the human energy field. Her website states, she was the first to develop the protocols and instrumentation necessary to detect and record the body's high-frequency energy fields with the spectrum analysis of bioenergy patterns. She discovered the neuromuscular patterns of nonverbal communication, and her groundbreaking research was led to the first truly scientific understanding of the relationship between the energy field disturbances, dis-ease, emotional pathologies, human field communication, and the energy spectrum of consciousness. Everything that exists in space has an aura, but the human aura is Whoa, what is that word? Peripatic? Peripatic. Never heard of that one before. Wow, okay. So it changes, it flies around, it colors, it becomes quite stationary and rigid at times. It is the most dynamic of all. More than animals or plants, because we have capacities that come from higher organization. It is living, changing, and growing because we have a soul. Sound and music nourish the field. All the music you hear must first go through the electromagnetic field of the aura, where it becomes colored by how that aura is charged. Everything you hear has to come through the field before it gets to the ear or to the skin, before it can become sensory information. So you are already altered by everything that is on the outside, whether you pay constant attention to it or not. The perception and sensation coming from the outside is when filtered through the energy field, which is emotionally organized. It will determine what goes inside via the nerves. This is a wonderful, wonderful statement about what I'm actually going to depict and draw out for you guys on a whiteboard here on the screen share here shortly. And that is going to be the layers of our aura, how they function, and the relation to the aura when it comes to the recalibration process through sound healing. So, healing the biofield. The human energy field is organized around emotions. When emotions become disturbed and distorted, the energy field suffers. It becomes anti-coherent and flighty. If we allow our emotions to fly about willy-nilly, so will our energy field. So what can we do to support the health and well-being of the biofield, and ultimately, our whole being? You have mindfulness. Mindfulness is essential. Expanding your awareness of how your emotional state translates to your field. Develop perpetual intelligence. Emotional management. So having specific tools or techniques to shift your emotions. Emotional intelligence. So that's kind of like guiding your emotions, counseling yourself, giving yourself higher reminders. And then we have use sound. So sound is a physical energy that pushes against your atoms as it travels through you. As Dr. Hunt states above, sound and music nourish the field. There are many ways to use sound to create coherence in the biofield. Some of them are music that you find deeply relaxing and peaceful, nature sounds, certain sound tools like tuning forks, Tibetan or crystal singing bowls, and others will shift the frequencies of the body, nervous system, and biofield to resonate to more coherent frequencies. But with the body, that also counts your organs and your glands, as well as the different parts of the body that are connected to the specific chakras. So your own voice is also a powerful way to shift the frequencies of your body and your nervous system and your biofield to resonate more coherently, whether it's through light language, singing, or just using your voice in very direct ways and kind of affirming and commanding your space. So that's kind of like a short summary about, how our aura is affected by sound and just what it looks like on a metaphysical level. So keep in mind, with all this being said, our energy field is constantly in motion. It's constantly turned on, which means, it's constantly drawing in information, it's drawing in energy. It's electromagnetic and magnetizing energies into its space. So with that being said, part of the responsibility in this realm and in this journey, having these vehicles, is being self-aware of what kind of frequencies are either supporting me or distorting me. And that's something up to every one of us to be present with for our own self. And it's going to be different for everybody. For some of us, certain frequencies are going to be distorting for us. And for others of us, those kind of frequencies could be peaceful or counterbalancing for us. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about the chakras and where the chakras reside when it comes to the frequency color chart, and then also how the color and chakra relates to a certain frequency, and then that certain frequency relates to a musical note, which is also a octave or a wavelength. Alrighty, so we're going to start at the root chakra. The root chakra is your chakra for your foundation to your physical human life. So again, your root chakra is your foundation to your physical human life. So right from the get-go, if your root chakra is out of whack or it's blocked up, damaged, whatever terms you would like to use, then your foundation for your whole entire physical human life is going to be out of balance. And when that happens, that's when we experience things like depression, anxiety. We feel disconnected from the earth, like we have no purpose here. It's also when we get into scarcity or lack mindset because we're disconnected to the abundance of the planetary grid of Gaia. Along with that, it's also our stability and our inner safety. Not our outer safety, but our inner safety. Feeling safe within our emotions, within our mind, and within our body. And then it's also where we're truly grounded. So grounded to the earth. And then, of course, there's some other things out there as well with the root chakra, but we're not getting too in depth about the chakras tonight. And you guys can always check out my series Light Body Awareness 101 on the YouTube channel under playlist, and I actually go in depth about the chakras there. So the root chakra is red. And then the hertz frequency that it resonates at is 432 hertz. And then along with that, it is also the musical letter or musical note A, because it is the red, or it is the beginning, it's the root of the spectrum. So then if you guys also look down below, you can also see the wavelengths. And as you can see, root chakra has the deepest and the longest wavelengths. The reason being because it's a deeper and more dense or heavier frequency or tone. Therefore, it's a slower wavelength. A slower down version of light compared to the other. So then you make your way up the color scale to orange. You have the sacral chakra. And the sacral chakra is 480 hertz. And then it's also correlated to the musical letter B. And the sacral chakra is also correlated to your creativity, your sensuality and pleasure, your ability to process and sense your emotions. And then it's also where you're able to have your pure divine feminine, nurturing and cultivation of your prana, or your cultivation of your kundalini, or your sexual life force energy. So as you move up the octave scale, you have the solar plexus at 528 hertz, and is at the letter C, the color yellow. And as you guys can see with the wavelengths get shorter with the ripples and the waves, which means there's more of them frequently. And this is due to the rate of speed. Therefore, the density is becoming lighter for the wavelength, therefore allowing the wavelength to travel quicker in light speed. And for people out there that play, instruments like guitar and everything else, you guys can really see this stuff translating in music. It's not defined in this way, but it's just translated in a different type of way. So then as you continue up, you have 3 different chakras, the heart chakras actually. You have the lower heart, which is 552. It's C, and I actually don't even know what you call that symbol when it comes to music notes, but C with the pound sign. If anybody knows what it is, feel free to put in the comments. I don't know what you call it in music terms. But then you have the center heart, which is 594, and it's letter D and green. And then you have the higher heart, or the upper heart, which is like a turquoise color. And then 624, and it's D with the pound sign. D with the pound sign. So then as you continue to travel, you make your way up to the throat, at the throat chakra, 672 hertz, and musical letter E, as well as the color blue. So literally, you guys can use instruments that are these musical letters, and those will translate to that chakra. So you can have an instrument that is attuned to the letter B, and you don't even have to know that it's made for the sacral chakra, but it will automatically help recalibrate your sacral chakra due to that frequency. So we're also like interacting with our chakras in many different ways daily, whether we're conscious or unconscious of it. So then as you continue up, you have right between the brows, which is going to be your third eye chakra. And the third eye chakra is 720 hertz on this scale. And that is the letter F. And then the color indigo, which is between blue and purple. And then lastly, we have the crown. And actually, let me backtrack a little bit for you guys and explain the solar plexus when it comes to traits. Your solar plexus is where you have your confidence and your self-esteem. It's where you have your identification of self as well, which means you could either have low self-worth, or you could be full of self-worth and confidence. It is also where we take action, and it's where our willpower is stored. And the solar plexus is also where we feel the connection to beauty and empowerment within ourselves. And then when you make your way to the heart center is where we feel the balance of earth and heaven, mother and father. It's where we feel unconditional love, compassion with other beings of the earth, as well as empathy, our ability to pick up on the emotions of others and transmute it. Then you have your throat, which is where we communicate. This is where we express our creativity. This is also where we discern information and energy that comes into our field. This is also where we are able to listen and be receptive. And it's also where we manifest our dreams. We manifest our dreams through our throat chakra. We draw in our dreams, and our dreams are just higher dimensional energies. It's like 4-dimensional energies. The ethers, like the dreams, basically. And we just draw in the ethers into the 3rd dimension. And then it comes down through the crown chakra, and then the rest of the chakra system. It goes down the crown, down the 3rd eye, which is where we start to perceive the information, and then through the throat, where we then vocalize and put forward the dream, the energy, the matrices of the quantum realms into material form. And then along with that, it also is where we express our sacral energy. So our sacral is where we build up our passionate energy. It's where we build up our sexual creative energy. And then we raise it up our solar plexus into action and willpower. And then into our heart, where we feel the connection of unconditional love with that power. And then through the throat, where we then fully express it and put it into the world. Very, very beautiful beings we are as humans. So yeah, that is just one example. I know there's also different kind of scales out there. And I know that there's also the solfeggio as well. which I'm going to go ahead and pull up right here. Yeah, I'm sure you guys are familiar with the solfeggio frequencies. So there's 9 solfeggio frequencies. You have 396 hertz, which is good for removing guilt and fear. You have healing tissues and organs at 285 hertz. You have 174 hertz for pain relief. You have 963 for Wholeness. Then you also have 825 hertz for Insight and Awakening. If you guys haven't yet, feel free, do me a favor, give me a like and give me a share. Please like the content and share it. Get that algorithm boosted. Help me grow my page and get this channel out here so we can keep spreading the knowledge with each other. Appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. So, yeah, we have 25 hertz with Insight and Awakening. And then we have 741 hertz for Purifying. We have 639 hertz for Relationships and Balance. And then we also have 528 hertz for Repairing DNA and Miracles. Then lastly, we have 417 hertz for Facilitating Change. I love these solfeggios. And you guys can find any of these frequencies that we found, solfeggios, the direct chakra frequencies. You can find tons of them on YouTube, pretty much anywhere. It's really nice because we are so abundant in these times that we're in. Like, honestly, guys, there's really, like, there's no excuse, there's no reason for us not to be able to try this stuff out for ourselves and really see what kind of value it can bring to our life. Because we have so much technology and so many devices and tools at our hands that, you know, as much as you're just a little bit open and just willing to experience and willing to experiment, you never know what it could do for you, because it can really alter your life in a very positive, healing, and life-changing way. And a lot of these things that we're talking about, including these sound healing tools, have done it for thousands and millions of people, not just in this present time we're in, but generational ancient civilizations until now. In this modern time, these tools have been helping people heal. I mean, this is why back in the day, our ancestors were living 200, 300 years, because this is how they were using medicine. This is how they viewed their therapies and their ways of healing. Nikola Tesla poster. Oh, yes, definitely. All right. Boom, boom. So now, as we continue on, we're going to go ahead and move over to the whiteboard. I guess it's more so a blackboard. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay. No blackboard it is. We're not allowed today. So I guess we'll go without the whiteboard or the blackboard. And I'll just do a little bit of speaking to y'all. So what I was going to talk about was, oh man, I really wish I could draw this out. Let me see something here. I have another idea. I'll just pull an image up for you guys. Okay, perfect. We built the plane as we're flying, as they say. But it's just really beautiful to be here tonight. Thank you guys for being here and staying cozy, enjoying yourself. It feels good to also know that there's no agenda and there's no pressure. No pressure for anything. We're gonna get the jazz flowing. Okay. All right. So now we are going to go ahead and pull up this image here. This wonderful diagram Ooh, okay. Here we go. So what I'm about to break down for us, we'll turn the music down just a little bit. Get the band to turn it down a little bit. All right. So here we go. So as you guys see here in this diagram, we're showing many different things. We certainly are. So we got the chakras. We got, looks like, some roots coming out of the root chakra. We have different directions of these colors of rays of light. Pretty interesting. So this diagram is a diagram depicting what our whole entire human being looks like. When I say our whole entire human being, I mean our multidimensional human being. So oftentimes we could tend to believe that our whole entire human being is just a flesh material body. But when it comes to the knowledge of what a multidimensional human being is the physical flesh body is actually only our most dense body, or our most dense layer, our most dense expression of our true soul, oversoul. So this could be a big paradigm shift for many of us right now. Or this could just be a nice, gentle reminder of what we've already known. is that we are more than our physical body. And it's very easy in this world, with the way that we are taught and the way that life has been demonstrated and led for us, to associate our identification with our physical body, including our physical name that we've been given, and everything about our physical ego. But turns out it's just an avatar. It's an avatar that we are temporarily utilizing as a earth vehicle, so that our oversoul has the capabilities of interacting in this third dimensional earth plane. With that being said, when you look at this diagram, you see these many different layers of colored energy. These layers of colored energy are depicting our different bodies or energy layers or aura layers. And this is why we're multidimensional. There's multiple dimensions to ourself. So your physical body, as you can see, is basically like the last body, or it's the it's the one that is at the bottom of all of them. And then it kind of Russian dolls. You guys are familiar with a Russian doll set. So when you learn about the human being and how we are vibratory electromagnetic beings, you then begin to learn about how our aura field works as an electromagnetic field, also known as a toroidal field. And of course, there's other terms as well. But the point here is that this aura field and all of these layers within the aura field, they're always active. They're always in motion. They're always moving and living, including right now in this moment, and before this moment, and after this moment. Your vibratory field is active presently, whether you're conscious or unconscious of it. So as we look at this diagram, we see on one side, the rainbow rays of light are kind of swirling upwards and to the left. And what that is showing is how on our left side of our human being, because we are a polarity being in the third dimension, we have a left and a right side, a male and a female. Our left side is our yin. It is our feminine. It is our receiving side. So if you notice naturally with your palms, you can feel current receiving inwards through your palm chakra. And then with your right side, you can notice that you can feel energy pushing out of your palm, because that is your giving side, your masculine side. So with that being said, that's why you see on the left, there's a natural current of the energy rotating upwards and to the left, because that is energy being received into your energy field. And then you look over on the right side, you have the masculine, and it's curving down to the right, going into the ground. And that is stabilizing. That is creating firmness with your energy. That firmness is anchoring and grounding into the planetary grid of Gaia. The planetary grid of Gaia is where your physical body is assimilated from. So the more that your physical body is connected to that essence, then the more it's going to be in its abundant state. So then you see down the middle, you have that center pole of light. And this is referenced in many different ways. But that center pole of light is your balancing axis of your polarities as a human being. It's your path of the straight and narrow. It's the center. So now we're going to talk about how we attract energy and information into our field. So we're now remembering that we are electromagnetic beings, which means our energy that comes and radiates through us is magnetic. It attracts, it absorbs. With that being said, when we draw in information and energy quantumly, while we're walking through this time-space realm with our aura bubble or our aura egg, it's attracting and magnetizing information and energies. And it's not black and white. It's always going to depend upon circumstance and qualities and traits of your experience. But as a general basis here, what we're going to talk about is how, as we're going through time space with these constantly activated and in motion energy fields, including right now, it's absorbing information and energy. So then when that information and energy comes in, it then has to travel through all of the layers in order for it to get to your physical layer. So it hits the outer layers, and then it makes its way through the astral, and then it makes its way through the mental, and it makes its way through the emotional, and then through the emotional into our energetic blueprint, and then into our physical avatar. So it's very easy to kind of see here when you look at the diagram. Think of the, energy and information. I wish I can kind of draw this for you guys right now, but the energy and information is coming in, then it hits that outer layer, that purple layer, the casual body, and then it kind of absorbs into it, processes. Then it goes to the next layer, absorbs it and processes. Then it goes to the next one, the astral body, absorbs and processes. And the astral can also be known as your dream body. So that's like what you're interacting with. Hold on, let me ground myself. Oh man, I love talking about this stuff. So your astral body, you can also think of it as your dream state or your dream body. So that's where you're getting your dream states and your dream weaving and your dream interactions in the astral. And then through that, it then interacts with your mental body. So then you start mentally processing the energy and information you're coming across. That's why we have these things where we tap into what is called prophecy, or we tap into what we call, insight or foresight, because we mentally pick up on things before we emotionally and physically pick up on it. That's why we may think of somebody and then they call us right afterwards. Or we feel something mentally is about to happen, an event's about to come up. We then feel it emotionally after we think about it. And then through the emotions, we then experience it physically. And the way that we are able to feel and sense our emotional body, as well as our mental body, astral body, and beyond, is due to our energy body, or we also call it the light body, the etheric body, or the metaphysical body. In Buddhist terms, they call it the rainbow body. This is where our chakras reside, the energy light body. It is the bridge. It is the blueprint system. It is the matrix. It is the gateways. It is the portals for your emotional, mental, astral, and spiritual energies to be able to be assimilated and experienced in your holographic physical avatar. So this is why we talk about the chakras and keeping them clear, so that those chakras, which are wheels of light, which means they're portals and gateways due to being wheels of divine light, and through their rate of rotation as wheels, they then bring forth and manifest these different octaves, these different frequencies of divine light experience into this physical flesh form. That's why the physical flesh form, when we pass over from these bodies, it becomes nothing. It doesn't have life flowing through it any longer, because the light body, it's not activated. It doesn't have spiritual energy flowing through it anymore. Therefore, the vessel is no longer suitable to be inhabited. Let's take a moment to process that deep level information tonight. Hydrate yourself very well. Hydration check. Yeah, we're getting into the nitty-gritty tonight. This ain't just talking about some singing bowls and tuning forks. We're talking about how we are operating off of sound and octaves and frequency as a being as a whole, and how we can reattune that and also become an alchemist of it. I should say a conscious alchemist, because we're always an alchemist, but becoming more conscious alchemist. I'm gonna hit the drum a couple times for us, just to break down a little bit of the energy. Okay. So let me know how you guys like these SaCrEd Light nightcaps. This is something that I've done a few episodes of in the past, but I only went live on Instagram. Then I would edit them and put it on YouTube. But this is kind of like my upgraded and next level version of it, doing it live with you guys on all platforms. And basically what I do with these nightcap spaces is I pick a topic to explore, and I either bring out an ancient book or scriptures or anything that could give you the esoterics and the knowledge behind it, and I might intuitively read a passage out of it and channel and reflect with you about it. Or I talk about specific things that can help you with developing a deeper sense of self-mastery and self-empowerment through enhancing your healing journeys. So many different things, and I'm gonna have guests joining me. I'm gonna be doing these on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to be a guest yourself and come on and talk about some dope and fun, holistic, divine knowledge, let me know. We can talk about galactic, extraterrestrial stuff, talk about channeling, talk about ancestral knowledge. So many beautiful things we can do. But anyway, back to our focus. Oh, thank you, Sarah. And Bree, I am glad to hear that it is connecting some dots for you. That is wonderful to hear. It's all I can ask for in these spaces. All right. So continuing forward here, we were talking about the layers of the bodies. We're talking about how, as electromagnetic beings, we take in and we also, of course, push out energy, the yin and the yang. But when it comes to the receiving part, we talked about how it moves through the outer layers of the aura and then through the inner layers, and it processes through each layer in its own unique way, according to the design of that layer. And then we also spoke on about how the energy body or light body, which is the first layer out from your physical body, is basically the blueprint system. It's the bridge or the mapping that connects or binds the outer layers, the emotional, mental, astral, and beyond, to be experienced and assimilated into your material, physical human form. And that's where the chakras and the meridian points come in. And that's why the chakras and the meridian points also hold what we call chi or spiritual prana, because that is divine consciousness energy. And it's stored within these meridians and these chakras. That's why in ancient traditional Chinese medicine, we have acupuncture as well as other practices. That's why we have Tai Chi, yoga, breathwork, cranial sacral, all these different practices that are about activating our centers. So where does sound healing come in with this? Well, with sound healing, now that we remember and have come to clarity that we are vibrational beings and our aura field or energy field is constantly in motion and it's constantly absorbing and pushing out energy, then that means whatever sounds are coming into our energy space are going to be interacting and altering the energy body waves of our human being. So just as we are energy and vibration, everything else around us that we interact with is energy and vibration. You know, this is where boundaries come in and shielding your energy and just knowing how to consciously navigate with your own personal bubble, your own personal aura, and how to have it fortified. When I say fortified, I mean strong enough or well and healthy enough to not absorb every single thing it comes across and then hold on to it and store it into density. So with sound healing, you introduce certain frequencies, and then depending upon what those frequencies are, they are then going to start recalibrating and reattuning the vibratory field of your electromagnetic field. So the more that you are receiving a specific frequency or tone, the more your energetic field and vibratory field is going to start to adjust and start to attune to that vibration. So there's very easy scientific studies and practices that have shown this throughout time. One of those even being the snowflake theory, with the Asian doctor that did the snowflake test. Different frequencies either distorted or brought beauty to the snowflake. So it's the same with us. Since we are made up of water, energy, and frequency, that chemistry within us shifts and changes due to the vibrations that we are picking up on into our energy field, just like the snowflakes. So you can think of your human being as like a tuning fork or an instrument. And that's really what we kind of look at it as from a higher standpoint, from a soul level, is our human being as like an instrument or a tuning fork for our spirit. So with that being said, you can use different frequencies, and we went over some of those frequencies and what they are connected to. And they will start to readjust and reattune and recalibrate your energy centers, which are then also connected to your emotional, mental, astral, and physical well-being as well. And that's one thing about sound healing, is that your energy centers or your chakras, if you focus on reattuning the frequencies of them, then you're able to just go directly to the core of connecting and reattuning your mental, emotional, physical, and astral states all at once, due to the chakra being the connecting point of all those layers. So it's kind of like working from the inside out rather than the outside in. And that's why for me personally on my journey, doing chakra healing has been my main focus when it comes to my healing journey. Because the chakras are already going to connect to your emotional, mental, physical, and astral states all at once. So I really don't think I have too much more to go over here when it comes to what it looks like to be a vibratory electromagnetic human being, and how we absorb and pick up on energy waves into our electromagnetic field. I will say also too that the more that we draw in energy into our field and we absorb it, and then we just hold on to it, and it turns into density, the more we do that, then the more it can cause density, disease, blockages, and other things that can really hinder our electromagnetic aura field from being fluid, active, and moving in an infinite clear state. So these are things to keep in mind as we continue to be present with ourselves through this human journey, remembering that we are in a human journey. We are in a dualistic third-dimensional vehicle, and that third-dimensional vehicle requires our accountability, our focus, our presence, our activeness, because there's mechanics, there's operations to it. And these things are going to be in play whether we want to be conscious or unconscious of it. So there's all sorts of different frequencies, of course, and you can also use certain frequencies that reattune your whole system and all of your chakras at once. It doesn't even have to be just one at a time. Yep, that's right. Dr. Emoto. You guys can always look up him on YouTube, Dr. Emoto. All right. So we've gone over what sound healing is. We've gone over what it looks like to be a electromagnetic vibratory human being and how our aura interacts with energy and sound. So now with that being said, I'm going to cover and go over a couple of things before we wrap up. And those things are going to be, what are ways that we can maintain, be conscious, and keep a healthy well-being with our vibratory and energy field when it comes to using sound healing. So there's many different ways that you can use sound healing for your well-being and the health of your energy field. And one of those ways being is using sound healing instruments or tools. And there's so many out there. I'm definitely not going to name all of them, but you have the singing bowls, whether it's the Tibetan or the crystal. You have, shakers, chimes. You have hand pans and hang drums. You have the tablas, wave drums, hand drums, harps, piano. You have so many instruments out there that you can utilize in a conscious way, an intentional way of sound healing that can deliver sound healing for you. And then you also have your more, mainstream instruments like, guitar, piano, violin. All these different instruments, they bring different octaves of sound healing as well. And then along with that, you have nature sounds. So different things of nature hold different medicines or different octaves and frequencies for you, such as different animals like frogs, birds. And the more you actually allow yourself to be present with the sound and the frequency of the birds or with the frog, instead of kind of like not connecting with it, it's like it's there, but you're not connecting with it. Try actually acknowledging it fully and connecting with it and seeing if you can feel the energy just interact with you and what comes through you. So then you also have, even like the wind and like the sound of the leaves, fire crackling, the rushing of the water and the elements. Those are all sound healing. And then as you continue on from there, you also have, the different things that we do with our voice, whether it's hymns or affirmations, singing, free flowing. Then you also think about, the healing that we do just by the words that we use. And also the type of energy and emotion that we put behind the words. Sometimes just a couple of words can be some of the most healing things for somebody that, that we love or somebody that loves us. Just a couple of words can be the sound healing that they need. So along with that, with sound healing, I think I might have covered everything that I can think of right now when it comes to what provides sound healing. If any of you guys in the comments have anything to share in the comments, feel free. And we cover nature, animals, elements, different instruments and tools, our voices. If there's anything else, feel free to put it. And basically what this is going to lead off into is, wrapping up into a nice bundle of coming to an understanding that with all this knowledge and information that we have gone over tonight, it's now up to us in our own personal, individual, and sovereign life to decide for ourselves what kind of ways, now that we're this conscious and aware of what sound healing is, what kind of ways do we want to be more present, or would we like to engage or even integrate and introduce more of these examples and these different ways of sound healing that we've talked about tonight? Whether it's going and buying a singing bowl or getting a tuning fork set, or it's going out to your local sound bath more often, or it could be practicing your singing more, or getting back into rhyming your poetry. Or could it be spending more time in nature and being by the elements? And this time, maybe before you didn't pay as much attention to the sounds and the way that the sounds were happening, whether it was from the animals or from the elements. And then maybe this time, while you're in nature, try to get into more stillness of allowing yourself to listen and feel and sense the sounds around you. And one of the keys for me when it comes to mentally getting myself in that type of state of feminine receptivity is by telling myself, I don't need to try to know the answer. I don't need to try to force. I don't need to try to think about what the sound is or what the answer to the sound is. All I have to do is just allow myself to receive what the sound is, and the sound will tell me what it is. That's a way that I mentally get myself to adjust from masculine to feminine energy, which is basically just saying, instead of trying to be in my logic or having the answer side, I adjust my focus to, I need to listen and allow the sound or the wavelength of energy to interact with me, and trust that through its interaction, it's going to authentically tell me exactly what it needs to tell me, because it's interacting with me and it has an intelligence behind it. It has an archetype or a matrix behind it. And the information of it is going to filter through me, and it's going to give me something for me to process. That's a walk of trust, a walk of faith, when we embody this and when we become more aware of doing this with ourselves mentally. The art of adjusting from masculine to feminine, feminine to masculine, at our own conscious will, in knowing the best times for ourselves of when to be in our masculine, when to be in our feminine. Oh, man. I am just loving the flow tonight. I kind of missed these nightcaps. I'm really glad I'm out here tonight with you guys. And I really appreciate you guys being here. Feels really good to get the nightcap going again. You guys can check out previous episodes on the YouTube channel, SaCrEd Light Healing and Wellness. Go on your playlist, SaCrEd Light Community Nightcap. I have one where I went over some Tibetan Buddhist teachings regarding subconscious reprogramming, identifying with our experiences and the world, and what it means to not identify with our experiences in the world. And then got some other good episodes on there as well. So I also just want to let you guys know that if you guys are looking to join some physical activities, I have multiple retreats coming up this year in 2025. I have a retreat coming up at the end of February here in Ohio. And then I also have a retreat coming up in April in South Carolina. And then I also have a retreat in June, and that's going to be in Colorado. And then I have a retreat in Sedona for August 8th on the Lions Gate. And then got some other things that I'm featured at. I'm going to be featured at a couple other retreats and festivals this year. And if you guys are familiar with NACO, Medicine for the People, I'm going to be headlining the Healers workshops at the same festival that NACO is going to be headlining music at. So, that's quite honestly a dream come true. 10 years ago for me, I was listening to NACO, Medicine for the People, Trevor Hall, Rising Appalachia. And, I was heavily addicted to a lot of substances. And I was going to a lot of heavily intoxicated festivals. And I just remember having such deep, heart-opening experiences listening to NACO and other artists like NACO. And it was really life-changing music. If you haven't listened to him yet, NACO, Medicine for the People. And I will go ahead and type it in the chat for you guys. And I'll actually drop a track down there for you guys, just so you can feel the level of medicine that flows through this being. But yeah, it's truly a dream come true, because you just never think that you're going to be headlining on the same flyer as someone that you listened to like 10 years ago while you were going through the beginning of your awakening, and just just never even thought or dreamed of being in the same space as him and leading the way for just such a beautiful space of healing. Okay, I'm gonna grab you guys this link. Man, I might have to play it before we hop off. I just want you guys to so good. I don't know if it'll play the way technology's being. So there's a link for you guys if you want to check out a little bit of Nako. But yeah, we got a lot of beautiful things coming up in 2015, I almost said 2015, in 2025 with the SaCrEd Light movement and the SaCrEd Kingdom, which is the community that I host, the online and physical community. We're building together with our gifts as practitioners, light workers, other conscious minds, and there's just so many beautiful, abundant things taking place in my field and the things that I'm experiencing in life. And I just want to continue to provide opportunities and more sacred spaces for you guys to be able to be a part of, all walks, children to elders, all nations and beliefs. You guys are all welcomed. And for me, I firmly believe that, you know, we all have a place to believe what we want to believe. And as long as we just keep our own peace and our own harmony with our own beliefs within ourselves, and we just be it and embody it and love as it, and let others be able to be their self, and just, yeah, it's gonna be key. It's definitely gonna be key. So back to our focus here, which is about sound healing. I also want to give the reminder that, you know, sound healing is not like a one-stop shop or like a instant gratification process. You know, sound healing, you know, it's going to depend upon many different circumstances and really infinite possibilities of what's going on with your being and just what level of density you're at for your attunement process to happen with your biofield. So it's going to be circumstantial. You know, none of this stuff is black and white, but what we went over tonight is more of just going over what is like the foundation or the fundamentals to all of this. And then based off those fundamentals, we then all have our own unique and authentic translation and being that we interact with these fundamentals with. So with everything being said, it's not a one size fits all when it comes to sound healing and what kind of ways are most beneficial for you when it comes to sound healing. So that is why, you know, in this free will world, it is up to us as sovereign beings to take action and decide for ourselves what it is we want to experience and what it is that we want to experience more or less of. So with that being said, try to be aware of what kind of frequencies and what kind of sounds you're consenting yourself to most often in your life. You know, don't try to like move in fear and like be scared of, you know, very dense energies or very dense sounds being projected into your field constantly or anything like that. Just kind of be aware of, you know, what is in your control and what is in your power, and try to maintain that and try to do the things to put yourself in place where you don't have to feel the effects or take on as much of the certain energies or frequencies that you don't wish to continue to take on. So another thing I want to talk about before we close out is, you know, the more clear and the less density and blockages you have in your electromagnetic vibratory field, then the more fluid your replenishment and your recharging process is going to be for your being. With that being said, that's also going to be determining the strength, the health, and the wellness of your whole entire human being, mentally, emotionally, physically, and astrally. Welcome in, Goddess. So with that being said, keeping up on our spiritual hygiene and maintenance to help keep our vibratory field attuned to a healthy and well state of being is a big key to our whole entire daily life and our whole entire soul journey here on the earth. And let's get it again. Field of the health and well-being of our human being is going to affect the journey and the path of not only our human functioning, but also our soul path as well. So also, as we went through the diagram and everything else, we know how energy now comes and it ripples through energy waves or waves of light, and then it magnetizes into our electromagnetic field. With that being said, certain instruments and tools, depending upon the frequency and the way that they carry the energy, they help break open or they help break down the density forms within our being as well. For example, shamanic drums. There we go. And that deep tone to the drum, since it's so deep, those energy waves that ripple out of it become so strong that they'll break through and bust down the dense energy within our energy field. And then those dense layers of energy store and hold information and energy within them quantumly, because energy and information through emotions get stored in our body. So then after it gets stored, it stays there, and then it manifests into patterns and imbalances, disease as well. So with that being said, when we hit this drum, those ripples of airwaves come through it, and the force of the energy through the direction of the drum breaks through and breaks down the densities of energy within us. Then as it breaks down, we start to process it again, and it starts to move up to the surface of our being. And then we start to feel it back through our layers. So if you remember how we absorb and magnetize from the outside in, well, this time as we go through our healing process, we go through the reverse of that. We go through the inside out. So it comes back up to the surface of us, which is why we might feel it physically move through us, or our stomach might get weak, or we might start to shed tears, or we may want to scream or yell or move our body. And then it starts to move through our emotional body and feel to the emotions. Then it moves out of our mental body, back out to the astral and beyond. So that's the holistic process. We absorb energy and information. It turns into density when we hold on to it. And then when we heal and release and let go, it then from the inside out rises back up to the surface from our physical layer, through the energy body, through the emotional body, through the mental body, back out to the spiritual energies. So keep in mind when you're going through your holistic healing process or your shamanic healing process that that's what's happening. when you're feeling those old energies, when you're having the things from the past feel like it's rising up and overwhelming you, that's because those layers have been broken open, and quantumly, the energy and information is shifting through you. It's processing. You're becoming more conscious of it so that you may address it as a sovereign co-creator of your own individual self. And then you're the one with the free will to do something alchemically with that energy that has been broken out of your stored layers. So when we hit this drum, it's breaking open those layers in your energy field, rises to the surface, and then you're able to start releasing it. You either do it through your breath, you do it mentally, you do it with flames of light, you do it with Reiki practitioners and others. So I just wanted to break that down for us before we wrapped up tonight, as I found that very key and important, not talked about enough in these type of lessons in these spiritual communities, is what this holistic process is like when our stored layers, the stored densities, start rising back up to the surface to be faced. You know, it's not ever that we're doing something wrong when these old energies come up. It's not that we're failing or we're not making progress or that we took a step back. It's just these things have been buried within us through quantum energy, and we got to be able to get them out of our layers. So we process them out of our layers, and it's something we can't cheat. We can't cheat the process. It's part of being a human being. It's the mechanics of it. So that's why they say, know thyself. Know thyself. Know your design of your individual being, why you operate the way you operate, how you can optimize the way you're operating, and how you can find the best harmony for your being in relation to this life. And there's different ways. We got many different symbols and guidance points all around us, whether it's crystals, astrology, essential oils, flowers, so many things that correlate with our zodiac signs and life path numbers. All right. So last thing is try not to have expectation. Try not to put time limits and timetables on how long or how effective or when a sound healing attunement can take place to restore balance. Just allow yourself to be in a state of what is, if you can say, where it's, I know I'm using these instruments and they are designed to do this. Therefore, since I am using these instruments, they are going to do this with my being. And then you just stay with it. And if you need to, build routines or build habits of using it. Set yourself up where you get a sound bath once a month or once every 2 weeks. And just remember that you're always going to be a project. Every day our energy field's altering. And there is no destination. We're living beings. Part of being living means we're part of the ever-changing moment. So again, keep in mind too, with that being said, with your free will and your freedom of choice, the more present you are, the more you can be in your power and awareness that you can vibrationally shift the energies and frequencies of yourself and the life around you in any moment and in every moment, depending upon where you focus your mental energy, as well as your actions in this third dimension. And that goes hand in hand with sound healing. Are you consciously going to use your voice to help heal Or are you going to do it to break down others and yourself? Are you going to use the sounds that you're making with your hands or with your feet, or the way that you're making sounds with your body at all? Are you going to make those sounds with your body in a, loving or a supportive way? Or are you going to do it in an aggressive, threatening type of way? Are you going to channel healing energy into the instruments that you use? Or are you going to channel distorted energy into those instruments that you use? All things to have boundaries and be conscious of in sacred ways, as sacred vehicles and sacred beings of sound and energy. Welcome in, Goddess Delphi. Good to see you, sister. Wow, what a nightcap tonight. This has been one of the best explanations of sound healing I have shared or even processed. So thank you guys all for being a part of this space and holding it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start wrapping up the space for tonight and move our way into a brief sound healing meditation for you guys. If you guys want to go ahead and get yourself comfortable, if you'd like to receive in this very brief sound healing meditation, I'm going to lead for us. And we'll actually go ahead and take a break for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. You guys want to grab some water and hydrate. Take a few breaths and get grounded. Grab some sage crystals. Set up an altar. Whatever it is that you may like. Get yourself cozy for this short sound healing meditation. Feel free. And we'll be right back.
White sage, Lemurian quartz, thousand-eyed jasper, raw rising codes, white flame affirmation. I invoke and surrender my being to the white flame of light. My being is clearing the connection of my spiritual realms with my physical realm. I am anchoring divine white light into my being, bringing divine mercy and grace to the experiences and emotions stored within my being as they begin to dissolve, transform, and renew into rebirthing energies for new beginnings. I am being washed and purified of my past, as well as my shadows and delusions of this existence, restoring the purification of my connection with Divine Source and all that is. I am Cashapp.
Going for it. Alright, go ahead and get yourself comfortable. You either sit or lay down for this practice, or if you have to stand, of course, you can stand because energy is energy. Thank you, Alpha. Go ahead and get yourself comfortable, sit or lay down. Check in with your posture. If you're sitting, having your back straight as much as you can, to the best of your abilities, without hurting yourself. And then, if you're laying down, having your legs straight and not crossed. You're not blocking the flow of energy. Welcome in, Rhonda. We are actually just getting ready to receive a sound healing meditation. So just feel free to get yourself comfortable and get ready to receive a sound healing meditation as we wrap up. You can, of course, watch the replay anytime. So anyhow, checking in with the shoulders, making sure we're relaxing our shoulders down to the side. And then relaxing our fingers, our toes, making sure we're not clenching our teeth. And then focusing on the breath, breathing into the nose, trying to breath down the body all the way to the earth. And then exhaling out of the mouth. Into the nose, down the body, out of the mouth. Dropping in, closing our eyes and focusing on the self. Continue to focus on the breath, breathing it all the way down the body before we exhale. Continuing to focus on the breath in the meditation. With every breath, mentally allowing ourselves to feel the fluid, corresponding connection of the energy within ourselves with the energy outside of us, flowing as one. And while we breathe, also feeling and allowing the vibration waves from the sound instruments that are playing in the background. Allowing ourselves to pick up on the frequencies of these sounds. Staying with the breath while any mental and emotional energy moves. Iga shututo pa ya nasa buya shikia ya si iana sutu pa shi iana kutu ushiyana tayata ukatayana ya suchu pa iana ti si ini kitu uto ta iata ya sutu ishiki la kutu imiana kutu sata Ikiana tutua ukutu ana ia sukutoshi ukana iti ina kutu na yana kutu tusikiana ta ina shikuta ti upa na ukutaya ishi ikiana ku nasiana kuta Staying with the breath, deeply breathing all the way from the body to the earth. And exhaling out of the mouth. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. Allow yourself to feel and process your emotions as you naturally feel. You are safe. You are loved. You are blanketed in grace and comfort, nurturing. Just breathe it in as it is available for you. As you breathe it in, it permeates all through your being. Staying with the breath. Staying with the breath. Feeling free. Yana yashukutu ma ina ashutu pi ki ai sunukukwata yana inikiata isiku shiki miyana kuta yaka yisiena kuta shiki kiarata isi Ikiana ikiana suku shini kiata Niana kutu kuteata kumiana kutu Kiana sain kutu the vibrations of the sound filtering and flowing, injecting your biofield into your cellular system and your biological being. Begins to slither and flow energetically through wave particles into your nervous system and your neurons, into your bloodstream, frequencies, recalibrate, recharge, rejuvenate your cellular system. Your nervous system begins to cope with balanced electrical energy. breathing out any toxins or damage to your biofield. Calling Archangel Michael as Archangel Michael now sweeps through our aura field, flaming blue sword of light, sweeping through any debris, sweeps through the floor. Archangel Chamuel grounds us to the earth. Archangel Christiel begins to fill our subconscious with beautiful rainbow, soft, divine, unicorn programming energy, repairing our wounds, recharging our being, filling our patterns with rainbow Christ light. Breathe with this truth as it permeates through you. Staying with the breath as we reattune, recalibrate. As Archangel Michael finishes the purification and the clearing and the protection of your energy field, reestablishing your electromagnetic current and your toroidal field to be fluid and balanced. We now receive beautiful codes of divine masculine and feminine energies through Yeshua and Magdalene, inserting their divine masculine and feminine properties into our receiving and giving sides of our being. As they naturally and consciously flow these energies exactly where they need to be in our energy fields now. Ushiyamaya sukupata apaishikimiya natuta sashimiyama kupashi inana soto pa iniki anatu na kiya kusumata inikiya natuta shi napa kikiyanaya tupa na ni shimiya natu pa ti yakiya natuto shana kiyanata. Breathing in this wholeness within you of who you are. Be wise of who you say you are moving forward in this moment. I am is a powerful statement. Be wise along your journey. So Archangel Michael now seals and fortifies your aura field in this new rebirthed Christed energy. There's now time to bring yourself into the awareness of your physical body, into your avatar, and into your physical environment. When you're ready, moving your body and opening your eyes and being crochet. Wow, that was a journey. Mm. With that being said, blast off. Hmm. Yeah. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you guys for all being here. That does it for tonight on this SaCrEd Light Community Nightcap. Recalibrating with sound healing. Feel free to watch the replay on YouTube or Instagram. This is loaded with beautiful knowledge of self, giving you real in-depth information and awareness of how sound healing operates, how we can use sound healing consciously, and how we are also sound, frequency, and vibration as vibratory electromagnetic beings. So enjoy this episode. Please leave your feedback. Please add anything that you know as well in the comments for more in the collective to read your comment when it comes to sound healing that I may not have mentioned in this live. We're all a community and we all grow together by sharing what we know. So please feel free to put it in the comments anytime that you're watching, anything you would like to add about sound healing. If you'd like to be a guest on these Thursday night episodes of the Nightcap, reach out. We can have a conscious conversation and talk about some beautiful things for the collective. That being said, that does it for me tonight. I want to wish you guys all a beautiful night or day wherever you are. And you guys just reach out if you have questions about my retreats, one-on-one holistic healing services, and anything else I have going on. Wholeness and balanced love. Hey, grand day everybody. Marcus Christolight here, founder of the Sacred Kingdom community. Welcome to this walkthrough, as I'm going to take you through the Sacred Kingdom community link page, where you can access, browse, and book holistic, quantum, and shamanic healing services at any time with our wide variety of practitioners we have available for you. So here we have the Crystal Shop. And this is an online crystal shop, and it's held by Lunar Queen, and it's called Organic Essence. Now, Organic Essence, there's a loyalty program that you can sign up with. There are also discounts and deals that are happening quite frequently. You have a wide variety of shapes and sizes, as well as rare quality gemstones and crystals to choose from. Along with that, you also get to save money in your pocket, as it's very mindful prices, very heart-based, and there's a lot that you can receive to the benefits of that crystal shop, Organic Essence. Next we have DGT Wellness with Derek Ivy. And with DGT Wellness, this is where you can access many different programs, courses, and certifications regarding QHHT and other hypnosis and energy healing programs. Along with that, you can also book and browse the different hypnosis services that Derek has available for you to receive, along with all of his other services. Up next, we have Heart Alchemy Wellness with Heather Thomas. And Heather offers a diverse set of holistic skills, such as Ayurvedic nutrition, shamanic Reiki healing, biofield attuning and sound healing, life coaching, as well as some others. And now we have Quantum Soul Vibes with Mandy Schmidt. Mandy has a unique set of skills as well, ranging from QHHT to Reiki, foot detox, oracle readings, and also yoga. Outside of those practices, she also offers animal Reiki, as well as ordained services, such as being a death doula or sacred ceremony. And now we make our way over to myself, Marcus Christolight, SaCrEd Light Healing and Wellness, all my socials and YouTube. And then you can browse my holistic healing services that I have available for you guys. One-on-one retreats, one-day retreats, oracle readings, custom guided meditations, chakra balancing, inner child healing, subconscious reprogramming, light language activations, life coaching for shadow work integration and pattern building. And you guys can book and receive through me anytime. And then lastly, on our wonderful list of beautiful practitioners, we have Solista Healing with Christina. And Christina has around 30 plus years of holistic and natural healing services, Reiki being some, as well as massage, and a lot of others that you guys can explore. You guys can also subscribe and follow our YouTube channel, where we all get to share our own gifts on our own playlist, and each practitioner that's on the channel has their own playlist for you guys to access. Along with that, you guys can also follow our Facebook page, as well as Instagram. So that does it for this walkthrough. Thank you guys for joining me. And if you guys have any questions, just reach out to myself, Marcus
Hey,
Christolight.
blessings, wholeness.
To access, connect, browse, shop, or book with any of these beautiful Sacred Kingdom tribe members, please visit listen.to/Sacred Kingdom. That is LI.STEN.TO/Sacred Kingdom.